film starts, you want an opportunity to talk to actual Muslims and Middle Easterns.
This is not an official announcement. It is completely disrespectful. I would like you to do the honors and ask him to leave, please, as our advisor. As our advisor. Well, you could have escorted him out, like we said yesterday. Any disruptions, they would be asked to leave. Thank you for helping us out. Thank you. Seriously.
You're laughing as well.
That's not funny.
I'm sorry, that's not funny. That's disrespectful. As an advisor. I can't believe that.
Shame on you who have organized this event. This is shameful, nothing but a hate.
Why is that?
It's hateful. You guys should be ashamed of your power.
I didn't organize.
No,
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
it's never higher please.
I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm not talking to a group. I'm trying to talk to you. My name is Brian. So you're not willing to have a dialogue. I didn't need I'm talking to this man. I'm not talking to a group of people. I'm talking to this man. I'm not talking to you. If one person makes a comment and I want to address him and have a conversation, but he doesn't want to, I'm not addressing him. I'm not addressing him. Okay?
Let's get it off the road.
I am from Students United for Palestinian Rights. This is a public space. It looks like the college Republicans do not want to have a conversation.
If our own advisor won't stick up for us, this is not a safe environment. If our own advisor won't stick up for us, this is not a safe environment. You know what everything we've gone through. You know everything we've gone through. And you couldn't stand up for us. For 2 seconds, you couldn't stand up for us.
I ask you to look at the faces of the people in this room that feel
No, why would you guys even show this video? What was the point? They had nothing but propaganda.
Yeah,
they can go play the video here, but they can't come back and talk about it. It's garbage.
And I think it's really important that we have a conversation. We are allowed to be in this space. Apparently, the college Republicans do not want. They said they wanted to be in dialogue with the folks that had a problem with the film, and they are leaving. And all they can do is shout and not actually want to listen to the other side. So I think this is the perfect opportunity.
Okay, but that's really manipulative. That's really manipulative because they didn't.
They actually, the advisor for the college Republicans and Super, which is the same advisor, said that it was totally okay to do this. So if you have a problem with it, you can go talk to her.
I'm the only one left in here who
What
may disagree with the mass majority of people. And all I'm saying is what she said was manipulative. And the reason excuse me, can I say something? There's 50 people in here who don't agree with me. Can I say one thing? They can walk out of here yelling. And the reason, right, it's right. I'm gonna, I want to be the only one. I want to be the only one. Let's all have a bar. It's always the white man, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
it is. I'm sorry.
You're gonna go.
It is. Let's not hate
And have this in a very dignified manner.
Okay, no.
How about a discussion?
Okay, so let me just say something. I personally do not feel that what I said was manipulative. I think that folks who said they wanted to be, if you want to sit down, please all sit down. I personally feel that people that say they want to be in dialogue and have an opportunity that with folks in the room who they know disagree with them and they won't stay, I think that's problematic. And so I think that also having a film, then not wanting to have a discussion, putting out this very racist rhetoric, but then not wanting to have to listen to the folks that have a problem or feel upset. She's talking about safe spaces as she shouted. I know a lot of you in this room who feel unsafe because of the content of that film. And so I think this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. I'm sorry And I don't feel like I was manipulative. I was using the rhetoric back to what they told the advisor as well as what they told other people at PSU. PSU stands for certain values, and we're standing in the Multicultural Center. We don't stand for racism. The university says it doesn't stand for racism, and so we need to counter that. And this is supposed to be safe.
The reality is that this is nothing but a hate. We all know that, those of us who understand what this issue is all about. What really we need to do as a community, this is not acceptable. I'm a Muslim, and I'm also, more importantly, I'm also American, and I'm also Portlander. I'm extremely offended what these people put forward. If PSU wants to create a space where the Muslim students and all the students of color and all races will be safe space, if that's what they want to create, then they need to be held accountable. I understand, I'm all about freedom of speech. I totally get that. But when you cross the line bridging hate, then there's a question. So I think we need to hold accountable PSU, but more importantly, I think we need to show the Republican students in this campus are preaching hate, and they need to be held accountable also. I think those are the two comments, and if we need to organize, and I'm in for it. So.
I'm from World War II, and you guys cannot see the parallel. I am sorry. I had my first babysitter from my youngest daughter was a woman who fled Germany. I have people who died in that war to help free other people. I can't believe that you think this is hate.
Ma'am, can you wait just a moment? Just what I would like to counter the problem with this.
You want to counter it?
No. Are you willing to?
How do you counter documentation and reality?
You just let her try.
Can you let me finish?
Speak as well.
What I wanted to say, the problem with this type of film is it basically paints a whole group of people in a certain type of way. It doesn't just deal with a certain type of political ideology. What it does is it paints one group of people and one religion.
I saw those films as a kid. Are you kidding me? I saw that. I know people who went through that.
So you should equally be upset that people in this room are being portrayed as terrorists and Islam fundamentalists. That is the problem.
I love
that is the problem. If you cannot see that that is just as bad as what you are talking about, then there is a problem. That is a problem.
No, you're too young. You're too young.
No, I don't think. I really don't think that there's a place for that.
Really?
You just said it was open discussion. There's not a place for open discussion?
Other people want to have a chance to say something too.
Okay.
I'm Saida. I'm a Muslim, very practicing Muslim, I believe. And
you were here when I was here before.
I was, yeah. And if you remember that discussion, when Nana Dawah said that Muslims are here to kill the West, and Muslims.
There's a difference between Muslim and Islam.
The practitioners of our religion. So let me just finish my point. If you remember, I don't know if you remember when Mrs. Darwish made that comment, and I stood up and I said that Islam teaches me, I learned it from the Quran and from Islamic teaching, that unless I believe the authenticity of Christianity and Judaism as protest from God, I'm not a Muslim. It automatically puts me out of the fold of Islam. That shows you that I shouldn't, based on Islam, according to Islam, I don't hate Jews, I don't hate Christians, I don't hate people. But what this group or people are doing is to say that all Muslims,
the movie specifically said several times that they were not talking about all Muslims, only the radical ones. They said that several times.
My babysitter was from Germany.
Let her finish, and then we'll go.
What I really want to say is that we need to look at the facts we have in front of you. We can't say she said, she said. The fact of the reality is that when I stood and I said, I'm a Muslim, I'm an American, in broad daylight at Portland State campus, I was harassed. I had a guy, really tall white guy, let's put it that way, that's how we go up with the job and say, get out of here, you don't belong here. You remember when I told Ms. Dawah that, she said, well, then flee. Go back to Somalia, she actually said. And what interests me about that is that I didn't even tell her I was Somali. You know, she racially profiled me. She saw me just based on my color and my religious attire. She saw me as non-American. I'm taking that as a threat. It's dangerous to me and my safety and to my friend's safety.
And that's sad. That is sad.
Do you know
when I know people from Germany, I didn't assume that they were all Nazis. I lived in that era. I lived through that. But they were Aryan. They hated Jews. I had Jewish friends. I had Italian friends. Grew up around the people that went to war over there to free the German people from the Nazis. You have the same problem today. That's all that.
Hold on.
You being general. No, you being general in our culture today, because there is a radical element, like there was a radical element of Nazism, and that's all we're talking about.
All right, no one's going to call me.
That's all I'm talking.
You know, like, we can all disagree about the interpretations that should be taken from that, but I'm kind of wondering what people thought about that film was untrue.
Hold on.
But those are newsreels.
Hold on.
I mean, we all know sometimes...
Were the translations wrong?
Wait, people want to talk, and that's fantastic. We definitely want an open dialogue, but we need to do it in a very civil and organized fashion, so we're not having a lot of back and forth. And so we see that there's people with their hands raised, so I think that's great if we can call on people to talk so that there's not a lot of back and forth between people. I don't know if you want me to call on people,
I mean, we want everybody to be able to speak, but I think that we need to do it in a cohesive fashion, because just shouting each other down doesn't do us any good. So, if folks are willing, I have my friend Wael here will take folks' name, and then we can try and do it in a fashion where people are taking turns.
First, are people okay with being videotaped? Is that on?
I'm not. Yeah, it's on.
No.
I thought this was a public space.
This is a public space, but some
Then,
people might not be okay with consent.
then you will have to tell him to forcibly escort me out.
Actually,
for filming.
Would you just please turn it off so that we have
Is anybody ashamed of what they have to say? Would be the question.
I feel like that's understood.
We've seen your other videos. We know what you used
Real quick, because there is a lot of people that need to talk, it might be easier to just go ahead and actually facilitate a discussion. So I'll just explain some really basic ground rules for a discussion, and then we'll go that way. And then I don't know how long people want to have this class, but at least this way we can hear some people's voices. So what I want you to do is, if you want to actually speak, raise your hand. You can raise it at any time. You don't have to wait till the end. And then basically you're going to get limited to about a minute to make your point, and then I'm going to ask you to stop, and then we're going to move on to the next person. So
this event has changed from the original.
Right there.
The people who are now running the event said it was a public event, though it's a public space.
You're correct, but the majority of the people don't want to be filmed.
Then they shouldn't be appearing in public.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. Are you a student here?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then you don't fall under student conduct code, right?
No.
Okay, well, then you're not a student, then you could ask you to leave.
It's a public event, though. Public space.
Public event, but I'm asking you to stop filming.
I'm not going to stop filming.
That is a racist.
You will have to tell me that you're going to call the police in order to get me to leave.
Are terrorists. You know, that's free speech.
Okay, well, I guess I'll exclude you from campus.
Okay, I will leave.
Palestinians have died underneath Jewish hands because of something that happened a century ago. I know Jewish people. I have Jewish friends. I have people of every faith and every race as my friends. And as a socialist, I cannot stand the fact that to this day, these people are still engaged in this kind of hate speech. Why can't they both